Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2022 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. If you are new to this channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, get yourself subscribed because if F1's on, I'm on. This is round 21 of 22 this season, the penultimate race of the season, the penultimate race of Sebastian Vettel's career and of Daniel Ricciardo's, unfortunately. Possibly Mick Schumacher's as well, he might be gone, and Nicholas Latifi as well won't be here next season. So it's almost the end of the road for 4 drivers, and we have got a Mercedes front row after George Russell won the sprint race yesterday. They were quicker than Max, overtook him on the road, and what a sprint race it was yesterday actually. That I've seen a few sprint races. Oh god, let me turn these down. Yeah, they've tried to do this sprint race format for a couple of years, and on the whole, they've been a bit. They've not been fantastic, the sprint races. But yesterday, it was epic, and yeah, George Russell. Absolute masterclass from George Russell. Ended up beating Verstappen to win. Carlos Sainz finished second in the sprint, but he's got a grid penalty, so Sainz will start from P7, so makes it with Hamilton finishing third in the sprint. He then gets promoted to second. We've got a Mercedes front row, and they've not won a single race this season, so this is the biggest chance. This is the chance for Mercedes and the chance for Hamilton to keep his record going for winning a race in every single season he's competed. He's only got 2 more chances, and this is the big chance. If Lewis doesn't win today, that record might just be in the bin, because Abu Dhabi might be a difficult one. But yeah, Mercedes front row, we've got Verstappen, Perez just behind 3rd and 4th. Then Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Magnussen dropped from pole position in the sprint. By the end of it was P8, so he got a point out of the sprint race. And obviously a good slot to start the Grand Prix from today, P8, not bad in the Haas. And Mick came from the back in the sprint to P12, so he did actually have a good race, and maybe he can get a couple of points on it, because his Formula 1 career depends on these last 2 races pretty much. They might have, I think though, I have read something that Haas have already decided who's going to be Kevin's teammate for next season, and that doesn't sound good. That sounds to me like Nico Hulkenberg, so we'll see. But yeah, welcome in Ernesto, cheers for your support with that message. Appreciate you. Jordan's here, R9. Don't know what you're talking about, bro. What are you talking about? One of them. Yes, Donald. Good day. You're looking forward to this one? Yeah, I know. Well, Brazil. You know, Brazil's Brazil. I've got a flickering chair. I don't know what that's in aid of. But Brazil is always a banger. You know. Brazil's always a banger, so allow it. You know, there's a lot of these new circuits and all that. A lot of these Middle Eastern circuits and a lot of these modern fancy venues with your hotels going across the circuit and your fancy lights, and it's at night and all that. But you can't beat the OG tracks. You know, you can have the Middle East throw in 100 billion at a Grand Prix venue, but at the end of the day, Brazil's still the one, you know, and the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps, still the one. The British Grand Prix at Silverstone, still the one. You're still the one I want to. You know what I mean? It's still, you know, the OG circuits are the best. And, you know, Brazil always produces a good race. Hopefully we'll get another good one today. Maybe we see the Mercs working as a team to keep Max behind. Hopefully it's not a case of Max gets the lead immediately and runs away with it like it's been every single week since about April. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully the Mercs can fight in fair and square, and you know, at least give Max a good race. If Max ends up winning, come on guys, at least make it difficult for him. You know, I hope Mercedes make it difficult, and this is the biggest chance of the season, definitely. Front row. Unfortunately, it's taken them 21 races to catch up. You know, I said yesterday in the sprint, I wish this was the start of the season. I wish this was the performance of the cars at the start of the season. Because if this was round one and the season was starting now, we're lining up for a banger of a season. Because Mercedes have caught up, Ferrari are there. It would be if the season was starting now, it'd be one of 6 drivers winning every single race. You'd have Russell winning one week, Sainz winning the next, Verstappen winning the next, Hamilton winning the next, you know, Leclerc winning the next. It'd be mint. But it's taken him 21 races to catch up, so, you know, too late was the cry. And unfortunately, Verstappen's already wrapped it up months ago. But yes, welcome in, Will Rally. Simon's here. Welcome in, guys. Anto's here. How we doing? Evening all. Evening. Should be good. I hope Lewis wins as well. You know, you have to forgive the see-through chair. I'm sure we'll survive with a see-through chair. But you know, I always struggle with the green screen settings, and I never have it bang on for some bizarre, unknown reason. But you know, I do hope Lewis wins today. He deserves it. He's at home as well. Home race for Lewis Hamilton. He's been given a Brazilian what's he been given? A Brazilian citizenship. You know, he's Brazilian now, Lewis Hamilton, which is mad settings. To be made an honorary citizen of the country is pretty wild. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton with his second home race of the season. No, they love him, don't they? They love him in Brazil. So fair play, man. I hope. Honestly, you know, I always say I'm not biased. You know, I'm only biased really with Mick Schumacher, but you know, he ain't fighting for championships, is he? So, but in terms of like Verstappen and the guys at the front, I'm more neutral. But today, I do hope Mercedes do it, because I think they need a bit of a boost. You know, they've been. It's been a difficult one, so I hope they can pull it off. And so, yeah, the sprint was a mint, wasn't it, Will Rally? The sprint was next level. I know, so was I. I was gutted he didn't finish higher than 8th as well. I was. So, when he led the first 2 laps, and I was so deluded. I was like, he's going to win it. I was like, after like the first lap, I was like, he's got a big lead. It's game on for K-Mag. Obviously, you know what I mean. It's 24 laps. He faded to 8th in the end, but I was more buzzing for that sprint race yesterday than I am for the main event today. I was absolutely buzzing with Magnussen on pole. You know, in the end, he got a point out of it in P8. You know how it is. But he did get swamped out in the end. They swarmed on him, didn't they? And it was like one by one. They were overtaking him. I knew it would be the case with the long straight all the way from turn 12. In fact, this is the map. I've got a map here. Hang on. This is the circuit map here, right? Oh, it's too dark, right? Isn't it? Wait there. Filters. Turn the brightness up on that. Right. That's the circuit map, right? Now, to come out of turn 12 there, turn 12 is the last proper corner, and that entire straight that just loops round the top, I knew. I mean, they call it, apparently there's the turn 13, 14 and 15. No, there's not. That's just kinks in a straight, That's kinks in a straight. I don't know how they get away with calling them corners. But turns 13, 14 and 15 are non-existent. They're flat out 200-mile-an-hour corners. So, yeah, all the way from turn 12, all the way round the top to turn 1. I knew that they were going to be coming for Kevin. I knew it. So, you know, they get the DRS there, slipstream, against a Haas. I knew they were going to be queuing up. So it is what it is. He ended up getting a point out of it. I'd have loved him to like hold on to like a P4, P5, get a decent haul of points out of it. But you never know. He's in a position to get a couple of points a day. He starts P8. Anyway, I'll get the headphones on because the race is going to start in about 3 or 4 minutes. and buzzing. Yeah, but I hope Haas can get some more points today. Obviously, they're in a battle with Alpha Tauri for P8 in constructors. I tell you, these are the main stories now. You know, Verstappen won the championship months ago. We've got to talk about P8 in constructors. This is the stage we're at, unfortunately, this season. But yeah, the big things to look at then is, can Mercedes win the first race of the season? Their first, it's the biggest chance. Can they win the race? Can they keep Verstappen and Perez behind them? That's the main story. And then you've got McLaren v Alpine, which they're only separated by about I think they're only separated by about 4 or 5 points now. Anyway, here's a rundown of the starting grid then. So Tsunoda's starting in the pit lane. Tsunoda's not even on the grid. Tsunoda's had some bad luck reliability-wise. But yeah, Albon will be from 19th. Nicholas Latifi, P18. Alonso, 17th with a penalty for colliding with his teammate. Absolute disaster for Alpine. They're at the back. 16th and 17th for Alpine. It's Stroll 15th. Bottas 14th. Zhou 13th. It's Mick Schumacher from P12. He's clinging on to his career. Needs a result. We've got Daniel Ricciardo 11th. Then we get into the top 10. It's Pierre Gasly. Sebastian Vettel P9 for Aston Martin. Then it's Kevin Magnussen P8. Can he get a couple more points today? Sainz in P7. Lando Norris, who's ill, he's not feeling well, in P6. Can he do anything? It's Leclerc from P5. Then we've got the 2 Red Bulls of Perez Verstappen behind the 2 Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton and pole sitter George Russell, after having a great sprint race yesterday, winning the sprint, bang, pole position for George Russell. Can he convert it into his first ever Grand Prix win? I hope he can, to be fair. But Lewis might have something to say about that, and the Red Bulls as well. Right, what tyres are we on? Martin's trying to tell me what tyres we're on here. What tyres are we on? Different strategies going on. I might as well keep the track map on, innit? Why not? If I forget which corner's which, I can just glance at the map and be like, yep, turn 11. No, did you know what it is about Sao Paulo Interlagos as well? All the corners have got names, bro. Junchao, Ferradura. Turn 8 and turn 11 to me, my lad. Anyway, it is what it is. Here we go. Side by side into Ferradura. Well, I'll leave that one up to David Croft. I'll be on turn 6, turn 7 mode. Okay, so Perez on the softs. We need to see a rundown of who's on what tyre here. Who's on what strategy here. We need a full rundown. Oh, now we're getting buzzy. Ooh, it's formation lap time. Now we're getting there. Max has two new softs. Correct, Anto. Yes, because Max was on the Inters. Okay, so the top 4 are all on soft tyres. Ferrari on the mediums then. So Ferrari and Haas on the mediums. Aston Martin split the strategy. So Aston are going soft with Vettel, mediums with Stroll. I think Alpine are splitting it as well. But yeah, top 4 on soft tyres. So both Mercedes, both Red Bull on the soft, Ferrari on the medium. So that's how the strategy is going to be split. But as Anto says, yes, Max Verstappen with the extra set of brand new softs, because he did the sprint yesterday on the mediums, whereas everyone else was on the soft. So he might have taken the pain yesterday, Max Verstappen, to get the gain today, or that, at least that's the plan. That's the plan from Red Bull anyway. Maybe Max will have the better strategy. Anyway, right, let's make sure these live timings are going to work. If the track map is a bit too, I can take that off. Let's see if we can read the data. If not, I can switch off that. But yeah, here we go then. Ooh, we're going to be lining up. Who's everyone's pick then? Who's going to win this? George, Lewis, Max again. Come on, go. Give someone else a go, Max. You've won 14 out of 20. Give someone else a go, lad. Oh, here we go there, lads. Yes, Sean, he's here, lad. I'm here as well, bro. He's here. Maybe Perez. Hamilton or Perez, you're saying, deadlock. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Don't think I've seen you before. Let's go. Right, we're lining up. I'll go Lewis. I would like Lewis to win this one. Come on, Lewis. I'm on a come on, Lewis one today. I would like Lewis to win this one. You know. I would like Lewis to win this one. He's not won all year. Come on. Tsunoda's still in the garage. Get yourself together. Why is Tsunoda? I swear Tsunoda's started about 4 races from the pit lane. That's tragic, innit, that? Starting a race from the pit lane. You'd be absolutely... Your motivation would be dead. Here we go. Oh, here we go, guys. Can Lewis win? 3, 2, 1... Let's go. Let's go in Sao Paulo. Russell's got a great start. Russell's got him covered straight away. It's Russell Hamilton. And they go 3 wide. Norris fancies it. Norris has had a great start. He's already down the inside of Sergio Perez. And he's ill, supposedly. Food poisoning ain't slowing him down. Lando Norris already up to about 4th. It's Russell Hamilton. Then double world champion Max Verstappen. Then Sergio Perez and Norris has to defend into turn 4 from both Ferraris. He's already ahead of him, and Kevin Magnussen's had a decent start as well there in about P8. On the Ferrari and McLaren go side by side into turn 6 as well. I think it's Leclerc all over the back of Lando Norris for 5th. And there comes Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, Ricciardo hits Magnussen. Oh, and it's a big crash. Oh, Ricciardo and Magnussen out of the race. Bien finito. It's over. Game over. He tagged him. Ricciardo tagged him. Magnussen spun round, bang, crunch, GG's, game over. And Ricciardo, you are going into the sunset because you won't be here next year. It's your fault. What you hitting Kevin for, man? Game over and career over. Oh, no. Oh, Kevin. Oh, and a phenomenal weekend comes crashing to an end for Kevin Magnussen. He was on pole. Oh, you demon. Oh, you've changed your name. Wait, about hair check. I don't know what you're on about. Oh, yeah, it's fine. I've just had a skin fade, Sean. You still see the fringe. Still fine there. Look. Oh, you're about, bro. I've just had a skin fade. Oh, lad. We don't do hair checks round here, lad. It's banned. It's a taboo topic, that, lad. We don't do hair checks round here, lad. It's cap all the way. Oh, K-Mag, man. He's had a... Oh, he's not happy with Danny here as well. It's Ricciardo's fault, man. You tag him, bro. Danny Rick tagged him there at turn 8. Is that no? Was it turn 10? Or was it turn 8? Was it turn 8? Anyway, with safety cars out. Was it turn? Yeah, turn 8. Yeah, they've crashed at turn 8. Magnussen and Ricciardo. We'll see a replay in a minute, but at this point I'm fully putting the blame on Daniel Ricciardo. But yeah, we'll see a replay of the start now. And George Russell, perfect start. Yeah, Russell's just absolutely nailed it. Lewis had no chance of getting the lead. And Lando had a great start. He had to lock the front left. Yeah, Lando virtually had such a good start. They had to back out of it in a way. He was like going 3 wide into turn 1 was Lando Norris. Yeah. So it's Norris P5. Okay, so we're going to see from a helicopter view maybe the incident then between Magnussen and Ricardo, are we? No, the helicopter focuses on Norris and Leclerc. Here is on board then Daniel Ricciardo, turn 8. Oh, no, it's fully Ricciardo's fault that. I mean, and then gets absolutely slapped. I tell you what, that's karma, that. He tags Magnussen, and then the back of Magnussen's car swings round him, absolutely slaps him out of the race big time. Oh, it's such a shame for Kevin, that. You know, it's a weekend of feast and famine for Kevin Magnussen. This pole position on the Friday night, starts the sprint race from the front. You know, gets his glory, gets his 50 seconds of fame, and then punted out of the race 8 corners in. It's a bittersweet Brazilian Grand Prix weekend for Kevin Magnussen, I'll tell you that. Is this too much light? What's going on? Yeah, I think that was... it was a bit too bright, wasn't it? But we're doing alright there, my lad. Yeah, apparently Danny Rick, Mercedes test driver. I don't know about that, Will Raleigh. I don't know about that, mate. I'm hearing Mick Schumacher Mercedes reserve and Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull reserve. Yeah, I think that's the way that it's going. The way it's looking now, I think Hulkenberg has got the Haas seat for next year, which is about as inspiring as a dead slug with an ounce of salt on its back. So I think Haas have chosen 36-year-old Nico Hulkenberg. And I think Mick's going to be the Mercedes test and reserve driver. And Daniel Ricciardo could be returning to Red Bull as their test and reserve driver. I think that's the latest sort of state of play. Obviously, this is not, none of this is confirmed. This is just the latest conversations. The latest rumours that I'm seeing is that that's how it's going to play out. But subject to change. You know how it is in Formula 1. Yeah. Mick top 10 now. Is Mick in the top 10? I've not even clocked that. You're right. Mick is top 10. Come on there, Mick Schumacher. Let's go, Mick. But yeah. I'm neutral. Fully neutral. Let's go, Mick. Shame about Danny Rick. Yeah, Ted Kravitz said... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. If he said that today, then that, maybe it's switched around again. Have I got a see-through head? No, I'm all right. Yeah, 10th Mick. Robert's racing for R9. Don't even know what you mean. R9, never heard of him. Is he that striker who played for Brazil? Actually, it's relevant, isn't it? Brazilian Grand Prix. He might be here. He might be in the crowd. VIP box. You never know. But he's definitely not sat in this chair. Or maybe he is. You'll never know. Rob 9. Unbelievable. How long is a safety car? How long's a piece of string? I think this just because the amount of debris. It wasn't the initial contact that's caused. It wasn't the initial contact. It was just a little punt from Daniel Ricciardo. It's a little punt from Ricciardo. Magnussen spun round and then gone bang, and it's the secondary contact that's caused a lot of carbon fibre shrapnel to go all over the circuit, all over the grass, and all the rest of it. So they just clean it. They just got to clear all that up. All the brake ducts and all the rest of the carbon fibre shrouding around the wheels and everything is now all over the grass at turn 8. So they're going to clear that up. Obviously, get Daniel Ricciardo's car out of the way and Kevin Magnussen's Haas out of the way as well. I'm going to say there'll be another 3 laps of behind the safety car, something like that. Oh, I need to change this green screen setting a little bit. We're on a little bit of a flickery head. We don't want flickery heads around here, do we? I'm not about a flickery head one, me. Let's see if we can make it a little bit better. Got a flickery eyeball, do you know what I mean? Edit filters, you're damn right I'm editing my filters, bro. Right, let's see if we go the wrong way or the right way with it. I think I've gone the right way with that. I think that's better. Ah, that's definitely better. No see-through eyes? Nah, we're cooking on gas now. Alright, that'll do us. Make sure that's on the screen. But yeah, we're just watching replays of the start then whilst we're behind the safety car whilst they clear up the debris for the Ricardo Magnussen incident in turn 8, lap 1. Yeah, Norris good start. Yeah, up to P5. Yeah, he did have a great start, Lando Norris. Daniel got pushed. Nah. I mean, he got shunted by the car that he spun round. Yeah. You could. It was a weird one actually when you see it on board with Daniel Ricciardo. He's sort of really cautious behind Kevin, giving Kevin enough space. He's really cautious, braking into turn 8, yeah, giving him enough room. And then, as he gets to the apex, he sort of gives it a little bit of throttle and just goes, bump. Like, at the apex, that's when he, like, gives it a little bit of a, ooh, I'm going to give it a stab of throttle at the apex. And then just enough to tag Magnussen, just enough to, I've still got a flickering head. Just enough to tag him, just enough to spin him round, and then from there on it was they were both in the bin at that point. But perfect start from George Russell, and it's safety car ending. So oh, look at that! Look at my see-through head. I've gone the wrong way with it, have I? With the settings. Oh, we see how we go. It's never been easy. I've never had a smooth ride with green screen. Anyway, here we go then. Race is going to restart. If I've got see-through head or not, it is what it is. Right, so it's up to George Russell now to decide when the race restarts. He's still weaving. Lewis is ready. Lewis is right on the gearbox. Yeah, you don't want to slipstream that lot. And he's gone. Oh, Max is already all over the back of Lewis Hamilton. Oh, is Max going to stand? Oh, Perez on the inside of Verstappen. The Red Bull. Oh, Verstappen's going round the outside of Lewis Hamilton for P2 in turn 2. They crash. Hamilton and Verstappen crash. Hamilton and Verstappen. It's shades of 2021. Verstappen and Hamilton collide in turn 2. They've both got big damage. They might both be out of the race. I think Lewis has got a puncture. The way back in the pack now. They're both, I think, at the very least, they're going to need new front wings, new tyres. At the least, at the worst, they could both be out of the race. Oh, and another crash. Oh, no, he's going to put the Ferrari in the wall. Leclerc out. Oh, it's chaos in Brazil. It's absolute carnage in Brazil. Hamilton and Verstappen collide. Norris and Leclerc collide. Norris has put Leclerc in the wall. What the hell? It's carnage in Brazil. And we race on. Hamilton's still going in like P9. Verstappen and Hamilton are 8th and 9th. Oh, the pitting Verstappen. He's going to need a new front wing on the back of that one. Hamilton up to 8. So Hamilton's staying out. And now the Sainz fancies a look at Norris. We need to see this. Norris put Leclerc in the wall, mate. That's brutal, that. He just went, bang, see you later, bro. I've got food poisoning. See you tomorrow. Verstappen's in the pits then, so, hey, Max ain't winning this one. I sound so biased against him, like, Max ain't winning this. But listen, he's won 14 races. Give someone else a go. Max ain't winning this one. Or if he wins it from here, then the championship's a Farmers League. F1's a farmers league if Verstappen still wins from this position, because he's 17th and 35 seconds behind George Russell. So, you know what I mean? The timing is behind. Yeah, I'll refresh it. It's always behind. It's always, well, until you give it a cheeky refresh. I'll give it a cheeky refresh. Oh, mad settings. Oh, as Sainz looks at the inside of Lando Norris in turn 1, and Hamilton's coming back. Hamilton overtakes Schumacher for P7. Mick Schumacher's up to 8th here. Come on, Mick. Whoa, here we go for a replay on board with Verstappen. Whoa. I don't know who's at fault of that. It looks 50-50 to me, Hamilton, Verstappen. Oh, I think Hamilton should give him more room. I think Lewis should have given him more room there. Lewis has got a bit of damage on his floor, on the, what would it be, on the right-hand side of his floor. And Norris flings Leclerc into the wall, mate. How's Leclerc got away with that? How's Leclerc able to continue? He's been put in the wall at like 100 miles an hour. And he's just gone, yeah, let's continue. These are front wings are robust. Whoa, Lando Norris has just slung Leclerc into the wall there. As Lewis is coming through the pack. Pierre Gasly, Vettel's 5th here. There's things that are slipping through the net of what I've not even noticed until now. Because the first 10 laps have been that chaotic. We've got Vettel P5 here. And we've got Gasly 7th, Schumacher 8th. What is going on in Sao Paulo? It's been chaos. I can't believe that Charles Leclerc got put in the wall at 100 miles an hour and just carried on. That's wild. How has he not broken a front suspension or anything? Leclerc, I mean, albeit he is last, 40 seconds behind. Verstappen and Leclerc are last. Verstappen at 17th, Leclerc 18th. Those were the two that was meant to fight for this championship. I mean, in the end, it wasn't a fight for any championship, was there? But those were the two. Those are the two big guns of 2022. They're at the back. Yeah, Lewis asking on the team radio how much of his floor is missing. Yeah, it's not that bad, the damage on Lewis. Lewis coming back through the pack. He's got Sebastian Vettel up next for P5. Do you know, when Verstappen and Hamilton collided, I thought, that's it, they're both out of the race. Lewis is looking good, you know. He's had his little excursion with Max. Shades of 2021, but he's all right. He's lived to tell the tale as Lewis Hamilton, and he's coming back through the pack. He's right behind Sebastian Vettel for P5. Vettel's retired too early, in my opinion. I tell you, Sebastian Vettel has had a good second half of the season as anybody. What's he retiring for? He's dropped it too soon, I think. I think he struggled in the first few races of this season. He's thought, oh, do you know what? I'm 35, 36, whatever he is. He thought, can I really be bothered with travelling around, you know, different country every week? Let's spend time with family and all that. And then I wonder if this second half of the season, Vettel sort of thought, I wonder if in the deepest, darkest depths of himself, Sebastian Vettel's sort of thinking, I've still got it here. Why am I hanging up? Why am I hanging up the helmet? Why am I hanging up the boots when I've still got it? I just wonder. Because Vettel's been on fire this second half of the season. And he's sat here now in Sao Paulo on lap 12 in 5th place. Not only Vettel's come on strong, but his team have come on strong. Aston Martin, a most improved team of this season from beginning to end. Definitely. 10-second penalty for Lewis. I think that would be harsh. I think they'll deem it as a racing incident. the Hamilton-Verstappen one, but I think Hamilton should have given him a bit more room. Hamilton was virtually on the apex when he's got Max on his right-hand side, and he's virtually on the apex. Like, you've got to give him a bit more room than that. That's just, you know, that's my opinion. But he's got away with it. Hey, yo, have you done a redirect? I think Denver's just slapped a redirect on here. I have just got a notification that came up then on the chat that just went bang. Denveloper and all his viewers have just joined. So welcome in if you've just been slung over from Denveloper, whether it's voluntarily or involuntarily. Welcome to lap 13 of the Brazilian Grand Prix. You've gone from Craven Cottage to Interlagos in Brazil. This is how we do it. Welcome to lap 13 of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Yes, Denver. Denver, that was sick, lad. I got a little thing that popped up on the stream that went, Denveloper and all his viewers have now just arrived in Sao Paulo, Brazil, on lap 13. Buzzing, lad. Welcome in, everyone. Even if you don't like F1, slap me a like, because I'm in desperate need of likes. I don't have many likes, you see. Hey, we've got Alpine and Aston Martin battling in turn one. I think it's Lance Stroll having to concede the position to Fernando Alonso. I tell you what, we're in a three-way battle for P4 here. Lewis is going to have the DRS now on Sebastian Vettel coming up the hill. And he might have a bit of floor damage after the contact with Max, but he's coming on strong here. Here comes Lewis Hamilton then down the inside of Vettel in turn one on lap 14. And Hamilton takes P5 like candy from a baby. It's a nice move from Lewis Hamilton coming back through the pack now. P5, let's go. Yes, Aways, welcome in, bro. Welcome in, LBI as well. Sophie Lopez is in. Anto was always here. Tony Murphy, yes, Tony. Welcome to the stream, lad. How are we doing? Straight from Craven Cottage to Interlagos. Did United win 1-0 in the end? What was the score? It was 1-0 last I saw. Verstappen team radio then. Oh, 5-second time penalty for Verstappen. I think that's harsh, that. I think it's more Lewis's fault than it was Verstappen's. But yeah, if you did miss the start, which is probably most of the people in this stream right now, because you're probably not that interested, but the start was chaotic. There was 3 incidents at the start. We have had Ricciardo and Magnussen collide at turn 8. We had Norris putting Leclerc in the wall, and we also had shades of 2021. We had Hamilton and Verstappen colliding. But here comes Lewis Hamilton now on Lando Norris and takes P4. Hamilton on a charge back through the pack after his contact with Verstappen. P4 it is for Lewis Hamilton now on lap 15. So it is Russell, Perez, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Vettel, as we see Fernando Alonso in the pits. First man into the pits on lap 15. Evening, Dougie. It's Dougie. Welcome in, lad. Oh, it's 2-1 United, was it? 93-minute winner, Garnacho. He's some player, that Garnacho. He is some player. Hard look on Max. It is hard luck to give Max the penalty for that. Here's the replay of it. Okay, so we're on board Max Verstappen, lap 7. I think that's Lewis's fault, man. They've give Verstappen the punishment. And I'm saying this is Lewis's fault, right? So Lewis is round the outside, which becomes the inside for turn 2. And Lewis goes for the apex. No, I think they've got that wrong. I think the stewards have got that wrong. Lewis goes for the apex when really he should give Max room. Max is fully alongside. Yeah, he's gone round the outside. That becomes the inside for turn 2. And Lewis still goes for the apex. And they punish Verstappen. But it was a chaotic start to the race. Aways going all in on this race. All going on, damn right. Always does in Brazil. Lewis fourth, maybe second. Yeah, we'll see. I think Lewis will still have the win on his mind. He'll still be going for the win. Oh, he's seen his final comment. What was his final comment? Radio saying that it was harsh. Proper 12 P1. Yeah, Ernesto's always P1, isn't he? Ernesto's the GOAT, man. Ernesto's always P1. Sunday sessions, proper 12. Sainz third on the mediums. 4 seconds off the lead. He's in a pretty strong position here, is Carlos Sainz, in the Ferrari. To me, it's astonishing that Leclerc is still in the race. Like, he's been slung into the wall at like 100 mile an hour plus, and he's still going. To me, that's wild how Leclerc's still in this race. Here goes Vettel on Norris. Sebastian Vettel takes P5 off Lando Norris. Vettel's retiring too soon. Vettel's still got it, never lose it. Oh, Norris is having another look down into turn 4. But Sebastian Vettel, who's retiring next week, it's his final ever Grand Prix next week in Dubai. And that's it. He's hanging up his boots, hanging up the helmet. GG's, game over. And he's on the best form of his career. Well, no, he's not. That's a lie, because he won 12 races in a row for Red Bull. But he's on the best. Sebastian Vettel's on the best form he's been on for about definitely since he left Ferrari. Definitely since he left Ferrari. He's on great form. He's sat there P5, and he's retiring next week. He's jumped shit too soon there, Seb. We're on lap 18 of 71, and Sainz is in the pits. Why is Sainz pitting on the mediums before all the soft runners? Oh, Ferrari strategy. Oh, whoa, that right brake was on fire then. That right rear brake was on fire when they took that, when they changed that tyre. Mick Schumacher up to, everyone gets promoted a position with Sainz in the pits then. Mick Schumacher P9. He's on for 2 points. Come on, Mick. You need points. Even if they've already dropped you, which I believe they might have already dropped you. I tell you what, Sainz might be. Sainz's right rear brake might still be on fire here as he exits the pit lane. Comes out back on track P12. I don't understand the strategy from Ferrari there. He's on the longer lasting medium tyres and he's the first one to pit. Mate, that makes sense. Jamza Army incoming. Oh my god, if we get a double raid, that's crazy. Now, Magnus, I don't know what you're talking about. Whoa, Leclerc goes round the outside. Sainz round the outside of Alexander Albon in turn 9. Oh, tear off stuck in the brake duct. What's going on with Sainz is still going strong. Interesting race, yes. We've had the double raid. Oh, now much worse than that deadlock is balding is not the word. The word is R9 is the word. Max Udimi, yes. Jamser, you and Denver have both come in clutch here. You both raided me, lad. I had about one viewer, and that was me watching it back. So big ups. Hey, everybody, if you've just come from Craven Cottage, you're now in Interlagos on lap 19. So welcome in, everyone who's into football. We're on a different mode. It's lap 19. We've got George Russell in the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. We're about a third of the way through it. Hamilton's had contact with Verstappen in the early stages, but he's coming back through the pack. He's currently third, so we've got both Mercedes on the podium at the moment. We've got Sebastian Vettel up there in P4. What a chaotic start we've had as Pierre Gasly pits from 6th. and that promotes everyone else up. Let's go. Just subbed. Cheers, bro. Cheers, bro. We're early days on this channel, so any sub, any like, any interaction, getting the live chat is absolutely critical. So big ups to anybody. Please do drop me a like. Get yourself subscribed if you're into Formula One. Although we are at the end of the season, this is the penultimate race of the season. We've got Abu Dhabi next weekend, and that is it until next March. So answers on a postcard what I do with the channel for 3.5 months, but we'll find some sort of content. Imagine if everyone crashed in the end. The worst I've seen is half of the field out. So there's 20 cars at start. I've seen 10 finishes before. Yeah. I think that's like 2011 Australian Grand Prix. It was like half the field retired from the race. Yeah. So if you finish the race, you're getting some points at that point. You know, at that stage. That's crazy. But yeah, no. If there's some races, you know, way back in Monaco where you've had like 3 finishes and stuff. You know what I mean? But that's like going there. I'm going back to the 70s and 80s, you know. 3 cars finish the race. Chaos. That was before the Watchalong days, put it that way. Latifi pits then. Right, so we're lap 21 of 71, and Leclerc's going to make his way through the pack after... it's a miracle that Charles Leclerc's still in the race. He got slung into the wall by Lando Norris, I think on lap 7, and managed to get it out of the wall, keep going. I think they changed the nose and carried on, and now Charles Leclerc's on a charge through the field in his Ferrari. Next up is Mick Schumacher. Sainz up to P8 then. Both Ferraris charging through the pack. Into sport, yeah, exactly, Matt. Into sport, get it done. Take my hat off. I don't know why people are obsessed about that. What are you talking about? Nah, you're alright, mate. Caps on all the way. I don't know what you're talking about anyway. I've just had a skin fade, that's all. It's nothing, do you know what I mean? I've just had it, you know, it's nothing. Magnus. You was in that stream, weren't you? You were there. You were there. There wasn't many in that stream. It's probably at 4 AM, that's why. You was in. You've seen it already, Magnus. Do you know, you've seen it already, so you don't need to see it again. Leclerc's pits then. Again, I tell you what. Hey. Wow. Mercedes are gonna be... Mercedes are going to make a massive chunk of points up here on Ferrari for second in the Constructors' Championship, and the prize money that brings. Wow. I think going into this race, Mercedes are about 40 points behind Ferrari in the Constructors. Mercedes currently sit 1st and 3rd. Ferrari down in 8th and 17th. Mercedes are going to take a massive dent out of the lead that Ferrari have got over them. A massive dent with 1 race to go in Abu Dhabi next week. Mercedes versus Ferrari is going to go down to the wire for P2. Also, McLaren v Alpine is going to go down to the wire as well. With Norris there in P5, Ocon P7, and Ricciardo's out. Alonso 13th. Oh, it's advantage McLaren, but only just if it stays like this. But we've still got 2/3 of the race to go. He's an Arsenal fan. He's happy. Yeah, they're 5 points clear. Cheers, Keith. Yeah, hit the like, guys. Don't see myself recovering from this heartbreak. Oh my god. Yeah, Matt, I've seen a post that you put on Facebook. I don't know what's happened, mate, but My thoughts and prayers with you, Matt. I don't know what's happened to you or to your family or what, but peace and love to you, bro. Perez pits. Carlos Sainz is then promoted up to P7 then for Sainz. How is this unfolding? Verstappen's being told to pit then as Perez comes out right behind Valtteri Bottas. Oh, it's not ideal for Sergio Perez. He's got two cars immediately in front of him of Lando Norris and Valtteri Bottas. Yeah, we're here for you, Matt. Definite, bro. It's crazy. You can what kills you can what? That sounds that's madness. That's whoa. Perez goes side by side with Valtteri Bottas in turn 11. They go flat out and then down to Junção turn 12, and Perez is just ahead. Perez P5, and Russell's in the pits. It's a 3-second pit stop. Is Hamilton in as well? No, Hamilton takes the lead of the race because Russell in the pits. Here we go. What a race this is. This is chaotic. I can't keep up with what's going on track. Russell's on pit exit. Russell's going to keep the advantage on. There is... That's Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin, but... Russell just stays ahead, and that was critical to get out ahead of that traffic there. But we've got a Mercedes 1-2 in our hands at the moment. Sainz got an alternate strategy then, because Russell's medium then. Oh no, did he start? No, the top four started on soft, didn't they? Oh, Verstappen's had a... Oh, he had the flipping 5 second. He had the 5 second penalty. F1 LBI. That's why I've got a F1 channel. Yeah. F1 is my passion. I do enjoy football. I like football. You know, support Manchester United and for my sins. So I do enjoy football, but Formula One's my passion. You know, I've loved this sport since the day I was born, mate. I've not missed a race since about 2005. So yeah, I've seen a few of these, a few races of this sport. You know what I mean? Nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I was a Formula One fan before it was in in mainstream media. I was a Formula One fan when it was just a little group of like nerds. Do you know what I mean? Just talking about aerodynamic efficiency. I was way back in them days. Now it's on Netflix and we've got all the fans from America and it's all of a sudden popular. That's great, but I was here when it wasn't popular. I was here when I was the only kid at school that used to watch this, and it was obscure and it was weird and it was nerdy and it was a bit special back in the day. Now it's gone mainstream and it's boom. So, you know, that's good. In some ways. But, yeah. Sebastian Vettel pits then from P3. As if Vettel got as high as P3 with the pit stops. Why is he retiring? Vettel on the form of his life. He should get a decent amount of points out of this, Seb. Comes in then for the medium tyres. So it is... so Hamilton's not pitted yet. Oh, I'm not sure if this is great for Lewis, this strategy. They're leaving him out there long. Lewis going long. At least lap 27. He's still not been in yet. It's advantage Russell and Perez in my book. Let's see how it pans out. Respect that. Oh, damn right. Get in there. At least he won. Yeah, Will Rally. At least he won. You know how it is. Max had a mare 3 seconds. Yeah, but I think he was serving a penalty, Anto. The penalty that he got for the collision with Hamilton. Watched F1 since I was 10 and 40. Oh, you go way back. You're going 30 years back. I can't compete with that. I wasn't even born. I would have watched it before, you know what I mean? But if I don't exist, it'd be pretty difficult, you know what I mean? Can't believe Vettel retiring. This is what I'm saying. Vettel might be on for a top 6 here. If it all pans out right. Anyway, it's Bottas versus Gasly for P7. And if Bottas down the inside, he's got DRS slipstream. And Valtteri Bottas having a great afternoon here. I tell you what, Alfa Romeo have only scored 2 points in the last 15 races, I think. But they're on for another couple of points today as Bottas P7 and Sebastian Vettel on an absolute charge in P9 with the new tyres on. He's next up to pass Pierre Gasly. I tell you what, it's hard to keep track of this race because the different strategies are just... You know, it's a game of chess at 180 mile an hour. This I don't know how it's gonna play out. Oh yeah, it's getting dark. Are the rain clouds on the way at Sao Paulo? It is looking a bit. It's looking a bit muggy. You know what I mean? Looking a bit heavy. It's looking a bit heavy. I don't think there's any rain forecast. But watch this space. We're on lap 29 of 71, so we're nearly at half race distance. It's been chaos. You know, with those early collisions, it's like thrown all the dummies out of the... I mean, thrown all the toys out of the pram. I don't know who's what and who where's where. But Sebastian Vettel's on a charge. And he now passes Pierre Gasly, who I assume hasn't stopped yet, because he seems to be struggling on those tyres. And Mercedes getting ready for the pit stop then, with Lewis Hamilton still out there on the soft tyres. So we see Charles Leclerc on a big lunge on Yuki Tsunoda for P14. Leclerc on a recovery drive after being flung into the wall by Lando Norris on lap 7. So Leclerc on a charge from the back. And Lewis is coming into the pits from the lead. What is Lewis doing? I'm not sure about that strategy. Yeah, no worries. Cheers, LBI. Thanks for popping in. Obviously, we've had a couple of raids. Mental wrong with Christine. What the fuck? She had an argument. She went on. What the fuck, bro? I've never faced the horrors of that kind of a situation. That is, Matt, all I can say is my thoughts and prayers are with you, bro, because that's one of the heaviest things that I've ever read in my life. So just take it easy and yeah, that's crazy, Matt. Oh. Pit lane incident involving what? Wait a minute. I need to go back a minute. Pit lane incident involving Alfa Romeo will be investigated after the race. What did they do? What have you done, Alfa? Was it an unsafe release or something? God only knows. Right, so Lewis has pitted for the mediums and come out P4. Here we go for a replay on board Max Verstappen, P16. He's coming up on the back of a Williams of Albon. And it's an easy move for Verstappen into turn 1. I'll tell you what, how it's going to be a question of how high can Leclerc and Verstappen get in this race. Can they get some decent points out of it? Leclerc obviously in a battle for P2 in the championship with Perez. Perez currently sits P2. And the 18 points that comes with that is going to be a massive boost. Leclerc in P13 will get absolutely nothing if he ends up finishing there. Needs to get in that top 10, does Charles Leclerc. As we see a replay of Esteban Ocon up the inside of Pierre Gasly. Takes the position easy. Gasly's just getting mugged left, right and centre. What kind of a strategy is Pierre Gasly on? Because it ain't the right one. He's in P9 at the moment, but he's slipping down the order. I don't know if he hasn't stopped yet and he's on old medium tyres, or whether the midfield... Martin Brunner just saying the midfield's like a game of snakes and ladders. It is, man. It's... I don't even know. Lewis is on it. Lewis is on it. Don't count Lewis out of this. Lewis has just set the fastest lap by a considerable margin. He's 1.3 seconds quicker than Sergio Perez on that last lap. Lewis is on the warpath here. Do not count him out. It's insane. It is, Matt. You know, you're hitting me with something that's extremely heavy there. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words, bro. Peace and love to you, bro, because that is crazy. Max P16 in it, Anto. In a way, we've got to enjoy that Max Verstappen is way down there, because listen, he's won 14 out of the 20 races we've had. He ain't winning today. Give someone else a go. Could it be George Russell? He currently leads. We're at half race distance. He leads Sergio Perez by 5.5 seconds. Sainz is currently in P3. But Mercedes are rapid. Hamilton in P4 looking quick. Russell being asked, how are the tyres? And he gives the thumbs up. The tyres are good, says George Russell, as we see Lance Stroll, who's currently in 15th. He's got the DRS on Yuki Tsunoda ahead, and it's going to be an easy move. And we see Max Verstappen in the background. So we've got a three-way fight for P14 between Stroll, Tsunoda and Max Verstappen, newly crowned double world champion. He's not been a straightforward afternoon for the Dutchman, nor has it been a straightforward afternoon for Charles Leclerc, currently in P13 after contact with Lando Norris. Significant contact with Lando Norris. The fact that he's still going round is ridiculous. Mick Schumacher's faded a bit down to P12 at the moment, but we don't know how it's all going to pan out. I don't know what strategies people are on. It's a madness. You might as well throw 7 strategies in the air and where they land, lucky dip, and they're all on different ones. But we'll see how it all pans out in the end. Mick P12 at the moment on the soft tyre. He needs points. And here comes Verstappen then on Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda goes defensive as he come round the turn 14. It's not really a turn, it's a kink on the straight. And Max Verstappen round the outside and easily ahead of Yuki Tsunoda by the time they hit the brakes into turn 1 on lap 34. Unreal. Max will get top 10, yeah. I think Leclerc and Verstappen will probably both get points, but you know, the minor points, you know, like maybe they'll end up 8th and 10th or something like that. This race is weird, Will, isn't it? It's not just me. Like usually, you know, not to blow smoke up my own arse, right? But usually I'm on point with it. Like I know, like he's doing that strategy. He's going to take his tyres another 10 laps. He's going to do that. Today, I don't know if it's because, you know, we've had the double raid, haven't we? You know, we've had the Developer raid and the Jamter raid. It's thrown me for 6. But yeah, usually I'm like, I know that strategy. I know he's going for that. I know it's going to pack. Today, I'm like, who knows what's happening? Especially with Leclerc and Verstappen at the back. You know what I mean? Talk about putting the cat amongst the pigeons. As Leclerc passes Mick Schumacher for P12. And we cut to Lando Norris Lando Norris versus Pierre Gasly for P9. This race is just every single lap. There's a point of interest. Every single lap we're getting overtakes, and I have lost track of who is where. Thank God we've got the timing screens up, because if it wasn't for that, I'll be fully lost. I don't have a clue who's leading this. All I know is there's lots of overtaking going on. It might rain. Is that what they're saying? Mate, if it rains. If we get a little shower, a little second half of the race, rain shower, yeah, boom. Yeah, it makes more sense now, because I was like, I didn't know what to say, you know what I mean? Pit stops, we're not sure. With them all on different strategies, Will, you know what I mean? It makes this almost impossible to follow. And Alpine have had a nightmare in the pits there with Fernando Alonso. He's now down in, he's going to be like 16th by the time he comes out of the pits. This race is crazy. I know, it is madness, Anto. They're swapping positions every single lap. We know we're at half race distance now, like 36 or 71. Every single lap, there's been at least an overtake, if not 3 or 4. It makes it impossible to follow. Sainz is in the pits. Who knows why? No, Sainz is in the pits. He was on the soft tyre. Okay, so Sainz is in the pits for the second time. He's going to go onto the medium tyre. And yeah, they're all on different strategies. This is what it is. I think you've got some people trying to do a 1-stop. You've got some people on a 2-stop. I mean, big ups to Martin Brundle for keeping track of this. But then he hasn't got spice it up rain. He's pitting again. Yeah, he'll go to the end now on these mediums, yeah. The second half of the race on the mediums. He's on a long game now, is Carlos Sainz. I assume the top 3 will pit again. Some of them might have to with the tyres. There's a replay on board with Max Verstappen down the inside of Lance Stroll, I think, in turn 1. Yeah, with Leclerc and Verstappen coming back through the pack as well, it's just producing... it's on-track battles everywhere you turn. I would say that this race, is even at half race distance, has had more overtakes than any other race this season. Even at half race distance, you could stop the count now and no one overtakes each other for the rest of the race, and it'd still have more overtakes than any other race this season. It's just non-stop. I don't know who's who. Well, Mick Schumacher looks like he's lining up for a pass on Zhou Guanyu here for P10. Oh, he's well wide. Zhou pits then. So Mick up to 10th. He's got Max Verstappen hunting him down though. He would cut to onboard Fernando Alonso all over the back of Yuki Tsunoda for 14th. Just action everywhere you turn. And Fernando Alonso goes round the outside then as Tsunoda goes defensive into turn 1. And Alonso up to 13th. It is still Russell, Perez, Hamilton at the front. Then we've got Sainz, Bottas 5th. He's got to be out of position, surely. Valtteri Bottas in P5. Surely. How is Bottas P5? Is he yet to stop? Who knows? But Bottas is 5th for a reason that I have yet to discover. Vettel's P6. He's having a great race, Sebastian Vettel. He get a decent handful of points out of this. And I tell you what, Aston Martin are going to get P6 in constructors here. She says she loves Lewis, and she's not the only one in that crowd, I suspect. We've got Ocon P7. Lando's sort of faded a bit to P8, but then he did have a crash, so, you know, he's probably not with a perfectly, a car in perfect condition. And he's ill. He's got food poisoning as well, Lando Norris, so I can forgive him dropping a couple of places. Then Leclerc's already P9. Leclerc and Verstappen are now 9th and 11th, so they're coming through the pack quick. Exactly. What, she crashed a plane? That's years ago, that, Matt. That's before I did any F1 stuff, that. When I used to do Flight Simulator, that's like 18 months ago, 2 years ago, that. Not seen a stream since then. Do we even exist on YouTube? Nah, do you know what? YouTube don't put me on the list with the other F1 channels. That's what it is. They don't. I've not had a breakthrough yet. I did have a couple of races with some people watching. I think the Spanish Grand Prix and the British Grand Prix. I had a few people watching that, but other than that, YouTube have thought, nah, keep this guy in the background. He's not about it. But maybe one day, you know, give it 3 years. Maybe YouTube will decide, do you know what? We rate it. But until then, you know, I had a couple of views from, you know, me watching it back and a couple of people that come in. Russell going long. Top 3 will stay the same. Don't write Lewis off. Don't write Lewis off, Anto. I reckon he's on the absolute warpath. Russell has got an 8-second lead here. George Russell in the pound seats for Mercedes. He's never won a Grand Prix before, George Russell. He's won the sprint yesterday, and he's on for the win today. Perez is fading in P2. Vettel 6th, fantastic race. Yeah, Lando's got food poisoning, so he'll just be trying to get to the end of the race without vomiting. Yeah, cheers, Will. I know you're regular, Will. Yeah. You're fully in, lad. So big up, big respect. Exactly, been sub since day one. Never gets old, innit, Matt? I don't know what's going on with that. I think because I'm new, you've got to break through. You've got to. I want to break free. I think you've got to break through that initial phase where you're the new kid on the block, and the only subs you've got is like the people that you know. And then at some point, you break through that egg, you break through that shell, and then you hit the bigger audience. But I mean, if you can work out when, how, why, what, which way that happens, then you're a step ahead of me because I haven't got a clue. George Russell, I do as well, Will. I think he's on for winning this. George could be on for his... what do they call it when it's your first win? What's the word when it's your first win? And why is that? They've painted that McLaren a different shade of orange. I know that's nothing. I know that's irrelevant, but that McLaren is definitely a darker shade of orange. Which, you know, useless fact number 382. What do you call it when it's your first win? It's his not debut win, because it's not his debut. What's it called when it's your first win? What do they call it? The not debut win, because Science has got it as well. Science got his first win this year. I can't think of the word. The word just escaped me. I tell you what, Lewis on the warpath here. Lewis is catching Perez for P2. I think Lewis is only about a second behind Perez now. What's the gap? 1.2. I think the gap between Perez and Hamilton is 1.2 seconds on lap 43. Don't know. Oh, when it's your first win, they call it your... Oh my God, what's the damn word for it? It's your win. Oh, I can't think of it. Maiden victory. Yes, that's it. That's it. That's it. Thank God, because that'd be bugging me. That's it. It'd be his maiden win. Correct. That's the word. That's it. He'll be George Russell's maiden win if he wins. First win. Lewis is all over the back at Sergio Perez now on lap 44 of 71. Mercedes are on for a 1-2 here. They've not won a race all season, and they're on for a 1-2 in Brazil. Lewis has got to keep it clean, though. He's got to line him up, but he's right behind him with the exit turn 3 now. He's got DRS going down the hill into turn 4. Oh, Perez has to go defensive. He's side by 5 for second in the race, and Perez keeps the position for now. It's Perez on the inside. Lewis has got the switchback. They go up the hill now towards turn 5 and 6. Oh, don't dip a wheel in there. You're going to hit them. Oh, and Lewis has to back out. Perez holds on for now, but Lewis is rapid. Lewis is going to get this position sooner rather than later. It's Perez versus Hamilton for P2 in the race, with Russell 10 seconds clear as Perez holds up Lewis, has to go defensive in turn 10. Now we go around turn 11. It's down the hill. It's flat out. It's 160 mile an hour. Here we go then. We're going to hit the brakes into Zheng Chao. It's a 90-degree left-hander. Lewis takes all the curve. Perez is wider, but now he's going to tee him up. We're coming up the hill now. We're flat out around turn 13, turn 14. Lewis has got the DRS now. DRS fully open, slipstream. And Perez going to go defensive. Hamilton then to go side by side to the braking zone. And Lewis Hamilton takes P2 from Sergio Perez as they hit the brakes into turn 1. And the crowd is on his feet. Lap 45, and we are set for a Mercedes 1-2 in Sao Paulo. Now he's got to hunt down George Russell for the lead. The gap's 9.8 seconds. George has romped away at the front. It's Russell, Hamilton, Perez, Sainz. Bottas still 5th. How? Who knows? Vettel then 6th, Ocon, Leclerc now P8, Norris drops to P9, and Verstappen in the points then in P10. It's Alonso 11th, Schumacher 12th, and Leclerc pits then from, was he 9th? 8th? Leclerc pits. Maiden victory, yeah, we cracked it. Thank God, Tax. Because I'd have still been thinking about that. I'd have been falling asleep tonight thinking, what the bloody hell's that word? Here comes Verstappen then. He's closing in on Lando Norris. For this will be the battle for P8 in the race. What's going on? Mercedes faster than Red Bull, Will. I wish this was round 1 of the season. It'd be game on. You know what I mean? But it's round 21 of 22, and Verstappen wrapped up the championship about 4 races ago. But yeah, Mercedes are caught up. It's just a shame it's taken 10 months. But I tell you what, join me next season, Will, because we're out for a banger. I think next season will be a banger. No, it's that camera. That camera's got a weird lens on it, and it makes the colours look darker. Right, useless fact number 8,682. There's a camera on the exit of turn 12 that's got a different lens on it, and it makes the McLaren look dark orange. Do with that information what you will. But Norris is in the pits. Norris is in the pits. Vettel's in the pits. So see, Bottas and Vettel and Norris are now all in the pits, so they'll drop out of the points for now. We'll see how it all ends up. Hamilton. This is a replay of Hamilton versus Perez then. In turn 1. Yeah, with the DRS. I think the DRS is just a tad too powerful here in Sao Paulo. It's making it a tad too easy. What you want is them side by side in the braking zone. Side by side into the corner. It's a little bit too powerful. You're getting moves before they hit the brakes. Which is a bit, you know, it's not ideal. Yeah, I could not think of it. It was doing my head. Ocon 5th. you know, and Max is now 6th. Yeah, it's crazy because everyone's on different strategies. I knew it was a bit suspicious when I saw Bottas up there, P5. Is that a problem for Zhou Guanyu? Zhou Guanyu is looking slow. Is he just letting... he's letting George Russell through, so it's not a problem for Zhou. He's just eased right off. Russell leads by 9.6 seconds. I tell you what, Lewis is catching him, but only by like a tenth a lap. It's in George Russell's hands, this race, as Perez is instructed to pit. Hard to keep track of the strategies here, but I knew it was sus when I saw Valtteri Bottas P5. I thought it can't be right. That, do you know what I mean? I thought that we're on different strategies here. You know, it's flipping. It's all over the place, this race, in terms of. Let's see where we are by lap 60, and then we can gain some sort of established order. By the time, give it another 10 laps, and I'll tell you who's got a chance. It's impossible to follow. It's Leclerc v Gasly for P11. Of course it is. Here we go then. Leclerc with DRS, and Gasly's going defensive, but he hasn't got a chance with DRS and slipstream of the Ferrari. And there's a seagull desperately trying to get out of the way there in turn 1. And Leclerc up into P10. We have got Mercedes out in the pit lanes for Lewis Hamilton then. What? How does that make sense? Hamilton only pitted like 15 laps ago. I don't understand this strategy. Mercedes overruling Lewis there. Lewis is like, my tyres are good. I don't need to pit. They're instructing him. You pit now, matey. We've got the brains in the back of the factory that are telling us this is the optimum strategy. And wow, Lewis then onto the soft tyres. It looked like a scrub set of soft tyres for Lewis Hamilton then, as he comes out of the pits, and he's going to be in P3, just ahead of Sergio Perez then. So he's going to be about a second or two ahead of Perez for P4. Oh yeah, because Perez must have pitted as soon as he got overtaken. Lewis is finally fast. Yeah, Mercedes is finally fast, basically. Mercedes has struggled to keep up with Red Bull all season, but it's just, it's too late. Too late in the day. But, Matt, next season, it might be game back on again. Because it's not been game on this year. It's been a one-way street. Perez now 4th. Ferrari might get 3rd. Russell pits then. And he's put on a scrub set of soft tyres. So Russell pits from the lead. And it's a nice pit stop, 2.8 seconds from the Mercedes crew. He's going to come out easily back in the lead of the race. Lewis top 3, yeah. I think Lewis will get on the podium at the very least. Max top 3, no. I tell you what, Russell has only just covered off the lead there. I tell you what, Russell comes out of the pits in the lead, but only just. Sainz is right there, almost within a second of the Mercedes. Then, I tell you what, if Sainz goes full send here, but George's going to be quick on those newish soft tyres. Definitely newer than Carlos Sainz's mediums. We're on lap 50 of 71. We should start to get an idea of the state of play here, because I tell you what, this has not been a race for state of play. We haven't got a clue. I tell you what, some of the drivers take a hell of a lot of curb there in turn 12, and some of them avoid it like the plague. Maybe it depends what kind of how soft your suspension is, but we saw Carlos Sainz really climbing over the curb there in turn 12. Perez didn't go anywhere near it though. If Max gets on the podium, that'd be ridiculous. I think they'll get a few points. Leclerc and Verstappen, they'll get a few points, but I don't think we'll see either of them on the podium. That would certainly be a race, a drive for the ages if they do that. Lewis second or third, probably. Yeah, Mercedes v Ferrari. Yeah. How many times have we seen that this season with a sort of Red Bull a little bit out of it? No, this is a first, and this is round 21. Here comes Leclerc passing Vettel then for 7th. Bottas up there. Oh, how's Alonso 5th? He's got to be out of sync. Fernando Alonso's 5th at the moment, but surely he's going to have to pit again. Although, would you just try and hold on if you're Fernando and just say, listen, let's just go for it. Replay of the move then on Leclerc. On Leclerc down the inside of Sebastian Vettel into turn 1. 20 laps. 20 laps, Will. We're on lap. We're just about to start lap 51 of 71. Roberto Carlos is there. In a position money can't buy. Roberto Carlos on pit lane exit. Just stood at the grass. Stood on the grass at pit lane exit. There's, I tell you what. There's a certain level of fame that gets you into places where money can't buy. And Roberto Carlos is in a place money can't buy. Oh, Ricciardo stopped. No, sorry, Norris. Norris has stopped. Oh, this could be safety car. Lap 52 of 71. And Lando Norris has stopped between turn 10 and 11. He's just pulled off the side of the track. We've got a yellow flag sector 2 and 3 at the minute. I think they're going to throw safety car for this. I think they're going to throw safety car here. Oh, I tell you what, this just throws every strategy in the air right now. We're all on hold. What's the call going to be from the stewards or from the FIA? Is it going to be safety car or not? We're still waiting. It's still just yellow flag sector 2 and 3. And Norris is climbing out of the car. Right next to the track. It's not ideal. Virtual safety car. So we've got the VSC. Okay. It didn't seem very safe, that Lando Norris climbing out of the cars, and people are driving past at 100 miles an hour. I don't know about that. Although we have seen the stewards be overcautious in the past and throw a red flag for someone just going a bit slow, you know what I mean? So, virtual safety car it is, which means they all sort of reduce to the same speed, like putting scale electric cars all on the same road. They're all just going to go the same speed, and so it kind of neutralizes the race, slows everything down, whilst they sort out what's happened to Lando Norris, and then they'll get it back underway. So it's an advantage or disadvantage to nobody, unless you have a pit stop, in which case it's a cheap pit stop. And Sainz is going for that option. So Sainz is going to get a cheap pit stop here. In other words, cheap pit stop meaning he's going to lose less time than he would if he's pitting under normal race circumstances, because everyone's going slower, so he's going to lose less time. So it's a cheaper pit stop. And Sainz pits them for a set of the soft tyres. Did his engine blow up? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Will. I'm not sure if it's engine problem, gearbox, but he's ground to a halt just off the side of the circuit at turn 11. Here we go for a replay then, so we can at least get the audio of what's happened to Lando Norris. And, I don't know. What does he say on team radio? I don't know about this. Anti-stall, I don't know. Gearbox? Hydraulics? Yeah, I think hydraulic issue for Lando Norris, and it's I think the car is not in neutral. I think the car's in gear. I think it's hydraulics issue for Lando. He's not well. Let me look at his. Yeah, the car's stuck. The marshals are struggling to move that McLaren out of the way. They're struggling to get it into neutral. Both McLarens are out of the race. Safety car. Full safety car. Yeah, how do you do a race with food poisoning? I don't know. Hey, Will, you've been watching this sport for a long time. Do you remember Mark Webber vomiting in the car? 2007 Fuji. Or potentially 2008. I'm gonna go with 2007 Fuji. Mark Webber vomiting in his helmet going round during a race. Oh, mate, that's heavy, that. He's like, oh, I'm vomiting. And they say, right, pit. You know what I mean? Yo, what are you doing, bro? It wasn't that bad. Norris wasn't that ill. You know, he's not that ill. That was wild. In the pouring rain as well, it was for Webber. The pouring rain in Fuji. And Mark Webber's being sick and he's, oh, mate, that's horrible, that. Apologies if anyone's having the tea or something. Safety car. So Lando Norris. So George Russell's 10-second lead that he'd built up, or 12-second lead that he'd built up, or I can't remember exactly what it was, is eradicated. Is this in Lewis's hands, this, now? Or... I think this Lewis... Oh... And they've been told they're racing. Yeah, full safety car. Here we go, lad. Oh, I tell you what, the two Mercedes are going to fight it out in the last 12-13 laps. And Lewis is on new tyres. Well, newer. Lewis is on newer tyres in P2. It's Russell, Hamilton, Perez, Sainz, Bottas, Leclerc. Bottas still up there in P5. We're seeing the replay of the contact between Hamilton and Verstappen. I think it's Lewis's fault, that contact. Way back when. That was at the start of the race. We're just seeing highlights of Lewis's race as he come back through the pack after his contact with Max. I tell you what, Lewis. Lewis is going to go for this. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. We're going to get a 10-12 lap sprint here. And Lewis is going to be on it. Is Sainz fourth? Yeah, Sainz is fourth. I think Sainz pitted. As soon as it came up virtual safety car, Sainz pitted. So Sainz is on even better tyres in P4. Valtteri's P5. Leclerc's up from the back, being slung in the wall on lap 7. And now Leclerc's up to 6th. Which is a hell of a drive. Vettel P7. Yeah, you're all right, Lewis. Sainz might be... Don't write Sainz out of this. Because they're all going to be bunched up. Sainz has just pitted. You know, I tell you what. This is far from over. We're going to get a grandstand finish here. We're behind the safety car at the minute, but when he pulls in, when they get rid of Lando's car off the circuit, we're going to get a 12-lap showdown between Russell, Hamilton, Perez, Sainz, and Valtteri Bottas. I have no idea how Valtteri Bottas is 5th in this race. has he done a one stop, whereas everyone else has done a two stop? I don't. Yeah. They're just picking up on it as well. Martin Brundle's just realised that Bottas is fifth as well. Like, hey, where did Bottas start? I'll look at the grid going down and scrolling along the bottom here. He was outside the top 10, Bottas. He's outside the top 12. No way. Where did he? 14th. Bottas started 14th. He's currently in 5th. I don't know how he's done it. I don't know. I wish I did know. And why can't he do that every week? No, I think he's just on a different strategy that just happens to have... But the thing is, Bottas might be on old tyres here. Yeah, this camera on the exit turn 12's definitely got a different filter on it. Safety car's still out there. Is Alex going to unlap himself, or what's the scenario? I think he did a one stop. That must be it. Not sure about George Perez tyres. They've all pitted recently. Right, lap cars may now overtake, which is Albon and Nico Rosberg. Not joking. Who's number 6? Well, Latifi's number 6, isn't he? Latifi's number 6. I was like, who the hell is number 6? It's Latifi. It used to be Nico Rosberg's number, that. I had a blank. I had a brain fart then. I was like, cars 23 and cars 6. I was like, Rosberg retired 6 years ago. Who's this guy? Oh, here we go. We're going to get race on here now. We've got 12 lap showdown here. We've got a 12 lap showdown. Lap cars are getting out of the way now. And we're on lap 58 of 71. So by the time they sort it all out, it's going to be lap 60 of 71. So it's going to be like an 11, 12 lap shootout for the win. Exactly, Will Rally. This is the place to be. Forget your radio commentary. Motorsport, Madman is where you want to be. I noticed a while ago, but I can't explain it. I don't know why. I don't know how, but he is. He's up there. Whoa. Whoa, there's been a big lock-up at Tsunoda's nearly hit Verstappen there. Tsunoda. What's Tsunoda doing? No, it's Tsunoda. Tsunoda's on a rampage. Tsunoda is like in the middle of the pack, not knowing whether to unlap himself or not. He's nearly hit the back of Max Verstappen in turn 1 under just confusion. Right, safety car's coming in. We're going to be at the start of lap 60 of 71, so we're going to get 11 lap sprint for the win in Sao Paulo. It's going to be Russell, Hamilton, Perez, Sainz, Bottas, Leclerc, Vettel, Ocon, Alonso, Verstappen, top 10. Okay, let's have it. Let's go. Oh, 10 lap sprint. I tell you what, how hard and the Mercedes going to fight here, because you don't want to throw away a 1-2. If Mercedes throw away a 1-2 here and let Perez through or let Sainz through. Here we go. Here we go. Me and 5 Live. No worries, mate. Here we go. It should be a good 10 laps, Will. I'm fully ready for it. Here we go then. Here we go. The safety car's peeling off. And everyone's weaving. We've got the green flag. Okay. It's all up to George Russell. He's holding them all up now. We're weaving. We're on a weaving one. Lewis is ready. Lewis is ready to pounce. George is on a weaving and George goes for it. George has put pedal to the metal, and here we go. There were 10 laps to go in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Hamilton fancies a look, but he's not close enough. We've got Perez, and Bottas locks up. The Ferrari's already round. Oh, there's a big fighting going on in the midfield. 3 wide into turn 1 they went. Valtteri Bottas has lost about 4 places. It's Perez versus Leclerc. Whoa, Perez versus Sainz, sorry, into turn 4. Whoa, Sainz is all over the back of Sergio Perez for P3. They're coming up the hill now, turn 6, turn 7. Leclerc is up to P5. Wow, we have got Russell, Hamilton, then Sainz, then both Ferraris. Sorry, Russell, Hamilton, then Perez, and both Ferraris. And the 2 Alpines go side by side into turn 11, and they were just telling Ocon not to fight Alonso, and Alonso's through. Then Alonso P7, so it's advantage Alpine in this battle with both McLarens out. It's massive advantage to Alpine, but we cut to Sainz coming up to the back of Perez. This is a battle for P3. Russell's Sainz has a look, but he's not close enough now. He's got the switchback. Oh, he's side by side going round turn 3. He's Sainz versus Perez. He has to come out of the throttle. And Perez holds on there. We're going down to turn 4. Leclerc's all over the back of him. It's a 3-way fight for P3, this. And in the background, it's Bottas versus Alonso for 6th as well. That's 61 of 71. The Brazilian Grand Prix never ceases to amaze. Honestly, Brazilian Grand Prix is always one of the best. Alonso round the outside of Bottas for P6. And here comes Max Verstappen, they're 9th for the minute. God only knows where he's going to end up by the end of this. Or someone sling that ESPN. Anto or Kim. Sling that. Bottas going down and down under the rain or shine down to Tasmania. I tell you what, Russell's got this covered. Russell's over a second clear of Lewis Hamilton. It's the battles for P3. The battles for P3 between Perez, Sainz, Leclerc. DRS is enabled now. 9 laps to go, and Verstappen's looking quick. Verstappen eyeing up Esteban Ocon for P8, down into turn 4. Oh my God, the gap between Russell and Hamilton is bang on a second. We're seeing a replay on board with Esteban Ocon at the start. Ocon versus Vettel. Whoa, it was mad in turn 1 when that race got restarted in the midfield. Bottas, Ocon and Vettel all went side by side into turn 1. It was nuts. How they all got away with that with no contact is sort of a miracle. And we see a replay of Perez v Sainz. Extremely close. Russell now with a 1.3 second lead over Lewis Hamilton as we tick on to lap 63. But it's all about Sainz v Perez. Perez has to go defensive in turn 1. And he's just about going to hold up, but he's not on the racing line. Sainz has got the ideal. Oh, here we go then. We're going to have Sainz v Perez down into turn 4. Sainz has got DRS then. Here comes the podium battle then. Sainz round the outside. Perez goes defensive. And Sainz has got the position. Carlos Sainz up into P3 as Verstappen passes Bottas for 7th in the background. Verstappen up to 7th. And Ocon now passes Bottas, so Bottas is sinking down. I assume he was on a one-stop. Now his tyres are old. He's done out here. Bottas being passed left, right and centre. It's Russell, Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, Leclerc, Alonso, Verstappen, Ocon, Bottas, Vettel, top 10. And here we go for a replay on board with Max Verstappen then. He's fancies 2 in 1. Max Verstappen overtook 2 drivers in turn 1 on the last lap. Up to P7 is Max Verstappen. What the hell? I tell you what, Leclerc and Verstappen have come through this pack. And now they're going to fight each other. Oh, this is Leclerc v Perez for P4. And Leclerc's down the inside. Perez is fading. Perez is fading. The Ferraris are quick. The Ferraris are up to 3rd and 4th. Leclerc passes Perez in turn 1. It's Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari 3-4 in Sao Paulo. Red Bulls 5th and 7th with I tell you what, Perez is struggling. Alonso's eyeing up Sergio Perez here. Oh, Brazilian Grand Prix never disappoints. Brazilian Grand Prix is a banger every single time. Even when all the championships are wrapped up and we've had a 3 out of 10 season, Brazil still comes in with a banger every year. It's guaranteed. This has been action from lap 1 to lap 71 all the way. Even though we're not at lap 71 yet, but we're getting there. We're about 6 laps to go, and it's Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari 3-4. 30 grand. Kim, are you on for 30,000? Kim, have you put 12p on Verstappen for £30,000? No, I'm joking. Whoa! I tell you what, Alonso's attacking Perez for 5th. Alonso's going to do him. Alonso is all over the back of Sergio Perez. They're coming down to turn 4. Perez has to go defensive, coming down into turn 4. Alonso's got the position. Alonso P5. What a race! What a race! Verstappen is now coming up to the back of Sergio Perez. Advantage Charles Leclerc for the battle in P2 in the championship, by the way. Leclerc P4, Perez P6 and fading. Perez has gone from 3rd to 6th in the last 2 or 3 laps. Ooh, that hits hard, that does. It's Russell with a 1.2 second lead over Lewis Hamilton. Mercedes staring down the barrel of a 1-2 after not winning a race all season. It's Ferrari 3-4. Alonso P5 rapid and Red Bull 6th and 7th. Verstappen catching Perez for P6 out for P4. Big advantage. In fact, this puts the nail in the coffin. This is final nail in the coffin for McLaren. This, you know, Fernando's rapid, mate. Still got it, never lose it. Fernando Alonso still got it, man. P5. Nice one, baby, they tell him on the radio. £30, yeah. Just noticed recent short. How's your voice? Hey? Oh, what, the UFC thing with the blood? That's horrible, that. That was disgusting, that last night. He's like spitting blood in his mouth, bro. It's heavy. Anyway, 5 laps to go in the Brazilian Grand Prix. You got me off on a random tangent then. And it's the 2 Red Bulls are going to fight. Oh, Verstappen just sends it. Verstappen with the full send on Sergio Perez for 6th. So it's now Russell, Hamilton, Sainz, Leclerc, Alonso, then Verstappen, who's come from the back to P6. Then we've got Ocon 8th, Bottas 9th, and Lance Stroll currently with a point in P10. Oh, a new one. Why? What am I saying? What? It's fine, bro. I'm not gonna fucking. I'm not gonna launch a lawsuit on you, Sean. Don't worry, mate. Yeah, no, UFC. It's not really for me. But I've watched one or two of them. But last night it was gruesome. It was gruesome last night. But George Russell, it's 1.2. Here comes Lewis. Oh, mate, if they fight on the last lap, 1.1. Lewis is catching. Lewis is catching George for the lead. Oh my God, we could be in for an absolute... Lewis is catching George. The gap's 1.1 with 3 laps to go. Oh my God, George. Oh my God. .2, the gap between Hamilton and Russell. Now, this is what it's all about. I tell you what, if the Mercedes battle for the win on the final lap, 3 laps. 3 laps. We're on lap 68 to 71. Don't kill me. I have to stream. Oh, why? What is it embarrassing? Is it my haircut? That's what it'll be. My mate goes R9 for the World Cup. That's what it'll be, innit? You little... You fucking... No! Alright then, that's fine. Ginger Ferret does R9 for World Cup. Lap 69 of 71. Now it's 3 laps to go. 1.1 is the gap between Russell and Hamilton. Oh, I'm watching that gap. If that goes under a second, it's game on. Oh my God. I didn't think we'd see this season. The 2 Mercedes fighting it out for a win. Sainz is 2 seconds behind him. Leclerc's in P4. 3.5 behind him. Alonso's catching Leclerc. Alonso's been absolutely rapid. If Alonso starts attacking the Ferraris, mate. Lap 70 of 71. 2 laps to go. The gap is 1.2. Emerson Fittipaldi's going to wave the checkered flag. What a legend. Emerson Fittipaldi. His 2 grandsons are coming through the junior ranks now. We're going to have a Fittipaldi in F1 in the next 3 to 5 years. We're going to get a Fittipaldi in F1. Tell you now. Which one it's going to be, I don't know, because a couple of his grandsons are coming through the ranks. 1.3. 1.4. I think George has got this covered. The gap's opening up a little bit as Lewis give it everything, and that's it. I tell you what, Lewis might be about to lose this record of having won a Grand Prix in every single season he's competed. He'll only have one more chance in Dubai next weekend. Will Rally. Nope. By choice. Not by... No, I'm not bald. No. Full head of hair, me. Yeah, Sean. Road to 1K. Hey, next season I'm going to change it to the long road to 1K, lad, because it's going to take me 3.5 years at this pace. I went on Social Blade. I think they're saying June 2026 I hit 1K. I was like, oh my God. I gain about a sub a week. It's brutal, mate. Absolutely brutal. Right, anyway. I tell you what, George Russell's got it. George Russell is going to win here. He's got half a lap to go. As if, after all this, as if Mercedes haven't got a win all year, and then they're about to bag a 1-2. George Russell round junk out for the final time. He's checking his mirrors, but he's got him covered. Lewis is 1.5 seconds behind as George Russell comes up the hill for the final time. Round turn 14, and it's George Russell who wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's a Mercedes 1-2, Lewis Hamilton second, Carlos Sainz P3. It's Leclerc who comes home P4, and Fernando Alonso P5. And Mercedes finally, Mercedes win a race in 2022. The winner is George Russell. Big win for George Russell. Big win for his career. Big win for Mercedes. And wait for 2023. We're going to have a hell of a season in 2023. Mercedes have caught up. It's game on for next season. I'm buzzing that George has won. George Russell wins the 2022 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. What a race. What a drive. He had it covered. He had it covered from the lights to flag. 1-2. He loved it. A 1-2 for Mercedes. Wow, it's taken months. Big for Mercedes at Jordan. I know, well in it. Well in, Jordan. What a race from George Russell. He had that covered. He never even sweat, lad. He had that covered from lights out. That was a great... Do you know, that race was that good. There was that many overtakes, I didn't have a clue what was going on. And trust me, I normally have a clue what's going on. But today, I was completely lost. There was that many different strategies going on. There was that much overtaking in the midfield. It was just... The camera... The people that run the show are basically which cameras to show. They did not know where to turn. There's an overtake at turn 1, turn 3, turn 5. It was just utterly... From beginning to end, that was action packed. That it had everything. It had everything. And George Russell takes a maiden victory. That was the word we were struggling for, and it's relevant. It is now relevant. It is George Russell's maiden Formula 1 victory. It's taken 21 long races for Mercedes to come through, and now finally they do it. Shows you trim. I don't even know about trim. My trim's fine. I've just had a bit of a skin fade, Sean. That's all it is. You know what I mean? I've still got me fringe there. Look, you can see my hair there. Look, yeah, it's a bit short. It's a bit short, like, but you see my hair there, bro. Not wrong with it, bro. What are you talking about? What a race from George Russell. He had that covered from beginning to end, to be fair to him. It didn't matter what they threw at him. Safety cars, virtual safety cars, people crashing left, right and centre. George Russell had this one in the bag. And what a season it's been from George Russell. One race to go. I think he's got Lewis Hamilton beat in the championship. Who would have said that? Who would have said at the beginning of this year George Russell is going to finish the season with more points than 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton? There's not many. There's not many, but that's looking like the scenario, unless Lewis wins in Dubai and Russell DNFs. Even then, I think Russell's still have more points. Russell's beaten Hamilton in the championship. Big settings from George. That he's been one of the standouts of this season. Obviously, Max winning every week has been the standout of the season, but George has had. Don't get it twisted. George Russell's had a phenomenal season, and I can't wait for 23, man. 2023, he can challenge for the championship. He can challenge for the championship now. He's broke his duck. Now he's a race winner. It adds that extra element of confidence. There's nothing that's stopping you now. He's broken every barrier. Here we go. Championship fight next season for George Russell. What a race. He's dominated it. And finally, you know, Red Bull were dominated today as well. We have got 2 Mercedes and a Ferrari on the podium. Sainz with the P3. Right, that's it. Evening. Late in. You might be a little bit late, Max, because it's just finished. So just a smidge late. Just about 90 minutes. Just a smidgen late, Max. But welcome in. Welcome in. Anyway, we've had good fun. Yeah, busy, man. Of course, innit? No worries. Keith with the eyes. Too busy. Yeah, you were in the... I think you finished 6th, Max, in this one. Wasn't your day, Max. You know what I mean? You finished P6. Well, the thing is, Max, you've won 14 races out of 21. You know, you've got to let someone else have a go. Stand in the corner. What? Keith's on a roll. Right. All right, guys. That's about it. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, I'll sit here and listen to the podium tunes. Well, podium tunes. It's going to be God Save the King. I nearly slipped up then. It's going to be God Save the King. It's going to be the British national anthem. Do I stand up? Do I give it the? No, we'll not do that. But it's a British win. It's a British win. A new winner in Formula One. It's George Russell from Kings Lynn, who has won the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. What a race it was, right, guys? Shows trim. What are we talking about? Nah, mate. Listen, Sean, I'll make a public embarrassment of myself on Demcast, but not on my own channel. Right, guys. Big ups to all of you that joined. The Developer raid was big. The Jamza raid was big. Big ups to everyone. You know, please do drop me a like. It's been a chaotic race that I've struggled to keep up with, to be honest. There's one more to go this season. 2022 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix next weekend, the finale of the season before winter break. So yeah, join me for that one. Peace out to everyone. Cheers, Dougie. Thanks for coming in. Sean, as always. Cheers, Matt. Everyone that's come in from the football and everything, big ups to you all. Subscribe if you're into Formula 1, obviously. I'll be back next week for practice and volley and all the rest of it. So yeah, big ups. See you then. What a race. George Russell wins the 2022 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. What a race. See you next time, guys. Peace out.